Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a grammar point that sounds a little complicated, but is actually one of the most useful tools you can have for real-life conversations, the present perfect continuous. We're going to break it all down and show you how it's basically a bridge that connects your past to what's happening right now.
So, just think about it for a second. How do you talk about something that you started doing a while ago, but you're still doing it? Like, maybe you started watching a new series last week and you're still watching it. How do you put that into words? How do you show that connection between then and now? This isn't just some boring grammar problem. It's a real communication hurdle we all bump into. But don't you worry, English has the perfect tool just for this job. And here it is, our solution, the present perfect continuous. Honestly, the absolute best way to think about this tense is as a bridge. It's not about the past and it's not just about the present. It's all about that connection between the two. So let's take a little walk across this grammar bridge together. What does this tense actually do for us? Well, it pretty much has two main jobs. First, it talks about an action that kicked off in the past and is still going. And its second job, it describes something that just finished, but you can totally see or feel the result right now. For instance, if you see that I'm out of breath, I could say, whew, I've been running. The running part is over, but the result, me being out of breath, is happening right now. All right, let's get down to business. How do we actually build one of these sentences? I promise it's a way simpler than it sounds. Let's look at the formula. Think of it like a super simple 4-part recipe. First, you need your subject. I, you, the dog, whatever. Second, you need one of your helper verbs, either have or has. Third, and this is the magic word, you need been. And last, you just tack ing onto your main verb. That's it. That's the whole recipe. So the only real choice you have to make is have or has. And the rule's a piece of cake. For I, you, we, and they, you use have. For he, she, and it, you use has. This little chart right here is a great one to lock into your memory. Now, what if you want to make it negative? It's so easy. You just slide the word not right in after have or has. But when we're actually talking, you'll almost always hear us squish those words together. So has not becomes hasn't, and have not becomes haven't. She hasn't been studying. Simple, right? And questions? Just as easy. All you do is a little switcheroo with the subject and that first verb, have or has. So you have been studying turns into have you been studying. The rest of the sentence doesn't even have to move. Okay, so we know what it is and we know how to build it. Now for the most important question of all. When do we actually use this thing? Well, there are 3 main times when this tense is your best friend. And here they are. First up, for an action that started in the past and it's still true. I have been living here for 5 years. I started 5 years ago and I'm still here now. Second, for that recent action with a result you can see, they have been running. And what's the result? They are tired. And third, when you really want to stress how long something has been happening, she has been working all morning. You're really putting the focus on the time. All right, now for the part where people sometimes get a little tripped up. This tense has a couple of lookalikes that are really easy to confuse. So let's put them side by side and make the differences totally clear. Okay, first, let's compare it with the present perfect simple. The big difference here is all about focus. When you say, I have been reading, you're focused on the activity, the process. But when you say, I have read 5 books, you're focused on the result, the completed thing. It's like talking about the journey versus talking about the destination. And next up, the past continuous. The key difference here is our bridge. Is there a connection to right now or not? I have been studying means it's still relevant to the present. Maybe I'm about to take a test. But I was studying puts that action firmly in the past. It happened at 8 p.m., it's over, and that connection to now is just gone. Okay, let's look at one of the single most common mistakes people make. What's wrong with this sentence? I have working all day. It sounds so close, doesn't it? But there is one tiny, super important word that's missing. And there it is. The missing piece is been. Seriously, you have to have it. Think of been as the main support beam for our grammar bridge. If you forget it, the whole thing just collapses. Always remember, I have been working all day. Whew, okay. We've covered a lot of ground, from the formula to the common traps. So let's just do a super quick rundown of the most important things to remember. If you only remember one thing, make it this slide. Its purpose? To be that bridge from past to present. The formula? subject plus have or has plus been plus verbing. And the three key times to use it are for actions that are still going, actions that have a present result, and when you want to talk about how long something took. That's the heart of it, right there. And now, to really make all this stick, I'm going to turn it over to you. Think about your day or your week. What is one thing you have been doing recently? Maybe you've been learning something new. Or maybe you've been listening to a lot of music. Go ahead, try to make that sentence in your head right now. That's the absolute best way to make this grammar your own. Thanks for joining this explainer.